Hey guys, if you want to see how I made this Crunchwrap Supreme dupe, stay tuned. So first I went ahead and chopped up some fresh lettuce. This is just regular head of iceberg lettuce. You'll see that I'm first slicing it and then I'm just gonna kind of shred it a little bit with my knife so that it's not like super big pieces when we go to put it on the Crunchwrap Supreme. And then next you'll see me go ahead and slice the tomato. You'll see me cut it and then kind of take like the inside, I guess, guts out of the tomato because I don't really like that and nobody in my family really likes those guts. So I'm going to remove that and then I'll slice it and dice it up so that it's easier to put on the Crunchwrap Supreme when we go ahead to make it. So you'll see me slicing it first and then you'll see me dicing it into smaller little pieces. Now you'll see me go ahead and slice up some onion. Again, kind of doing the same process with the onion that I did with the tomato. I will slice it first and then I will turn it to dice it into smaller pieces, again, so that it can lay easier when we put it as a topping on the Supreme wrap. You don't really want to put long pieces of onions on top of it. It's kind of nasty. But then I'm also going to end up putting the diced onion, a little bit of the diced onion in the meat as well, which you'll see in a second. So now I'm coating my pan with some olive oil and letting that kind of heat up. And then I used ground turkey, but you're free to use whatever meat you want to. We use ground turkey, but if you want, you can use ground beef, ground chicken. It's totally up to you and your family's preference. But we like ground turkey. So here you'll see me mashing it up so I can get it in smaller pieces so that when I use the spatula, it'll be a little bit easier to kind of chop it up a little bit more into smaller pieces. Now I'm just trying to clean off the masher a little bit so I can put that in the sink and continue the cooking process. So now you'll see me just chopping it up, moving it around. I'm going to move it to one side of the pan because on the other side of the pan, which you'll see in a second, I'm going to end up putting some of the diced onion because eventually once the meat cooks down and some of the onion cooks down, I'm going to combine them and stir them up. So again, going back, chopping it up a little bit, and I'm just going to put the top on so that it can cook down a little bit. It makes it easier for when I want to mix it up. And that's what it looks like after I probably let it cook for about 10 minutes before I took the top off to go back in to mix it up some more and start to combine the onion with the ground turkey. As you can see, obviously the ground turkey is still a little bit pink, so it's not fully done. So I'm just combining the onion right now into the meat so that I can put the top back on in a second and let it cook a little bit longer. It probably only needed to cook, I would say probably like another 10 minutes and then it was pretty much done. Now I'm going to go in with this taco seasoning mix and just put that all over, and then I'm going to stir that in so that it can coat every piece of ground turkey and every piece of onion so it can have a flavor. If you notice, I didn't put any other seasoning on this because obviously the taco season has enough different seasonings in it and you don't want to over salt the meat, if that makes sense. So here it is, all done, all mixed up. Now we're going to go ahead and build our crunch wrap. So I'm using these tortillas, the extra large ones. So I'm going to put down one first and then I'm going to start to stack. So first I'm going to put down some of that meat that we just cooked. And then you'll see me go in with a little bit of the Tostito cheese. It's like the queso I think I had mild. So I just put a little bit of that. You don't want to put too much. You don't want to make it super gooey. But I mean, if you want to, that's your business, not mine. Then I'm going to go in with these crunch like tortillas, which took me forever to find. I'm going to lightly place that on there, push it down just a little bit. You don't want to break it. Then I'm going to go in with some sour cream on top of that. Just put a thin layer of that. Again, we don't like too much of this cheese and sour cream and stuff. We just want a little bit. So we're just going to spread that out over that hard tortilla with a thin layer. sour cream. And then we're going to go back in with a little bit more meat on top of that. You pretty much can layer this however you want, but this is just how I did it. Then we're going to put a little bit of Colby Jack cheese, shredded cheese, just a little bit. And then after that, we're going to go in with some lettuce. Some of that lettuce we cut up. We just put a little bit of that on top. And then we're going to top that off with a little bit of the diced tomato, which added just that little extra juiciness to it. But that was great. So that was the last thing. Then I'm going to go back in with another one of those soft, extra large tortillas and put it on top. Lightly push it down a little bit just to mash up some of the layers to make it a little bit easier to fold. And as you can see, I'm kind of just going around, which it started to get a little bit harder at the end, but I'm kind of just going around and folding in each side so that it can be like I don't know what shape that would be, but you guys have seen the back of a crunch wrap before, so that's what it looks like. And then I'm going to spray my pan with Pam, which you all know if you've seen any of my other videos, you know we love Pam. And if you haven't seen any of my other cooking videos, be sure to go back and check those out. I'm going to lay down that folded side first so that can cook and stick together, and then I'm going to flip it. And again, as you can see, one of my sides started to come up a little bit, but I just push it against the side of the pan so it can kind of stay stuck. But I'm going to let that cook for I think I let that both sides sit for like 3 to 4 minutes, maybe like 5 each side. And then both sides have that nice golden brown look to it. And then I just put it on a plate and cut it, and it came out actually really, really good, guys. Like, I enjoyed it. My husband enjoyed it. Kids didn't eat. Obviously, the baby didn't eat it, but my daughter doesn't really like it. She had just regular tacos, but it turned out really good. Very tasty. As you can see, there's all the toppings that we put in there. So, again, if you didn't see any of my other cooking videos, be sure to click and watch those, and make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any time I load up a video. But until next time, see you guys later.